Hello and welcome to Orchestra Hour, where we gather and talk about our favourite members of the ensemble. Mine is the trumpet.
Mine is the timpani.
And mine is the French horn.
It's not really, let's see if it sticks, everyone. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. This is where we sit around and talk fucking bollocks for an hour, rather than intellectual things like orchestras. And I'm Ross.
I am Dan.
And I'm Dom.
Oh, you're still in the orchestra?
Sorry. London!
I'm Dom.
If you were in an orchestra, what instrument would you play?
I was in an orchestra and I played electric bass.
Really?
Yes. When I was at school, I had the orchestra badge.
Sweet.
What about you?
Well, you know, I play drums anyway, so I guess it depends what kind
Percussion.
of orchestra you're in, because sometimes there is a drum
Classical
kit.
orchestra.
Well, you tend to get timpani there, so I would go for timpani. I always fancied giving timpani a go, but we didn't have the right equipment at school, and I don't really know where you would go to learn timpani.
Saxophone.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's one of the coolest ones.
Well, I own a saxophone.
Yeah.
Not very good. But
I think I probably would have ended up cello in a proper orchestra because it's similar to the bass.
I've always fancied learning the cello.
Yeah.
that was one of the things that was on my list.
The same notes, isn't it? Same amount of strings.
Yeah. Or,
Kinda.
well, actually, I've always fancied learning double bass, but cello.
Yeah.
is
You have to
kind of
get
like
your
a-
sort of bow work.
Yeah, double
and-
bass looks like because it's so fucking massive. I want to be able to sit down.
So cool, though, isn't
You
it?
can sit down and play double bass.
Yeah, you want to stand up though, didn't you?
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
And you got to carry it on the
boom,
train,
boom,
and
boom,
you know.
Cellos ain't small.
No, I guess not.
boom.
Anyway, to business.
You
To
could sound
business,
like a...
indeed.
Do we have some correspondence? Who's
Lord
going
Yes,
first?
we've got a James Hemming-centric episode today.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
It's a MI Sticks heavy.
It is.
It's
straight-
MI6.
straight
This is
from
a MI6 report.
Yes.
This episode.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I've suddenly come across very tired.
It's getting late.
Is it?
Mm.
What's the time?
20 past 8.
No, really. That is past my bedtime.
Let's wrap this up in 15.
Yeah.
So, this is a piece of
I'll start the car.
this is a piece of correspondence from Mr. James Hemming himself, head of MI Sticks, leader of the Deadly Nightshades, our group of assassins that go out and take care of our enemies for us.
Continue.
Howdy, fellas. Well, that's pretty upbeat.
Howdy.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Howdy ho.
All right. Just a little anecdote about famous celebrity encounters. Ooh. Fellow Sticks problems.
You know, I felt like where you both did the different sort of like pop culture hellos. You did,
South
you
Park.
did Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Pooh, and you did Matthew McConaughey. Like the only one that came into my head at the time was Mrs. Doubtfire going, "Hello!" I don't know why. That's where my mind goes. Hello, my dears.
I wasn't taking it from the Matthew McConaughey thing, though. I was taking it from the Always Sunny episode.
Oh yeah.
Charlie work.
Oh, when they take the piss
Well,
out of
yeah.
Matthew McConaughey. Yeah.
All right. Fellow Sticks problem supplier Grant Taylor, as in Fill Up and Feck Off fame,
Yeah.
met Brian May after a Queen concert.
Well, he's quite famous.
Yes. After having a few post-show drinks in a nearby pub, they were hanging around outside the venue having a chat, and guitar legend Brian May walked out of a side door and said, "All right, lads, enjoy the show." Then proceeded to have a present chat?
It was all right. Guitarist was a bit shit.
Proceeded to have a present chat. I'm assuming
Don't correct him. He doesn't like to be
A
corrected.
present
does
chat
not like
before
to be
walking
corrected.
off by himself. I'm assuming it's pleasant. Sans any kind of entourage. Grant said it was a very surreal experience, but a ridiculously normal guy. Also has more talent in one toenail than Tadoff Switler has in an entire body. Both Grant and May, that is.
So this is following up on the podcast from last week where we
Taylor Swift
discussed
was in a box.
Taylor Swift in a box.
Taylor Swift in a box. She's living in a cardboard box.
Yeah.
Living in a box.
Coffin. No.
Also, just a quick note regarding the last correspondence.
He said, he says there that Brian May has got more talent in his little finger than Taylor Switler has in her entire body. Brian May has recently actually just got his PhD in I think it's astrophysics.
Yes.
Jesus.
Which is quite cool.
As well as being able to slay like a beast.
Yeah, when he did it, as far as I'm aware, he studied something similar at university before Queen hit it big, and then he decided, sort of at some point in the last 5 to 10 years, that he wanted to go finish it off. So
why not? The band aren't really doing much at the moment, are they?
No. What's weird that?
Yeah, kind of died off late 90s, didn't it?
It's like they're missing a piece of the
very,
puzzle.
very poorly worded sentence there.
Yes. Anyway,
they were like an infection in the music industry for a while.
I was really rattling my brain for something to do with AIDS.
Well,
but
James,
it didn't come about.
well, here's one for you. Here's one I came up just before Dan took my thunder.
Oh, sorry.
Here's an aide de memoire from James. A quick note regarding his last correspondence.
It's okay to joke about it now. It's been enough time.
Yeah, this is where we've ended up. Next episode, Princess Diana jokes.
Oh. 'Twas a quote-laden Jaws mail, hence the 25-foot tail to fin comment from Robert Shaw's Quint character. Obviously, it is a little dangerous to measure a shark up close for both humans or the fish via catch and release via the catch and release method. He is really dropping his grammar this week. Hence the measuring from a distance
Don't
between.
correct him.
I think you should just continue to read as you are, and then let's just see what happens. Like, it's incredibly dangerous to measure a shark up close via the catch and release method.
And release method, hence the measuring from a distance between the points you can see breaking the water and guesstimating the length. The farewell and adieu quote was a phonetic quote from Quint's song. He sings it in his pirate-like accent, making a sound adieu and not adieu. Please see below and never question me again. I've got Dan very kindly furnished me with the video earlier.
So we're correcting a correction, are we?
Yeah.
Well, we corrected him, I guess.
Yeah.
For a
No,
change.
it's
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies.
Yeah, he
Is
is
this,
right.
is this from Jaws? Is he shoveling chump at this point? Or the chum
For to sail back
he's just
Well, what to do?
comes out?
so
no, he's just staring out the door at the bearded glasses fella. I can't remember
Yeah. Beardy Glasses was
what's his name.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Dreyfuss.
Interestingly enough, this is a callback from an earlier Robert Shaw film in which he played a swashbuckling buccaneer and also sang this song. From head of MI6 for a motherfucking reason, sent from his ivory tower,
Yeah.
which I've just destroyed. Yes.
Well, we've got more, haven't we?
We've got more.
He sent us a problem.
We've got more from James.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought he could sort out his own problems,
Well,
never
Well,
wanting to be
But
questioned.
then how are we going to...
some are just too big for James.
Normally when we get the problem, we send it to him to fix.
Yeah, that's
What's
true.
going to happen here?
Well, I shall read it out, shall I?
Read it out loud for all of us, Dan.
It says it's titled Far Right Problem.
Oh.
Oh,
So-
it's
I
gonna
don't know
cause
if we can
problems.
sort out the current geopolitical situation across the world, but you know.
I think he's kind of sorting it out himself, isn't he? Over there, like just
He's taking them out one at a time.
yeah.
Yep.
I have a problem. Now, I'm a busy man. I might not have anywhere to go, but damn it, I want to get there quickly. Now, imagine my frustration when alighting the train, rushing to the escalator to find some old woman with her shopping trolley on the right and her standing on the left.
You don't stand on the left.
Ooh.
On the left!
No, you stand on the left, you go up on the right.
No, you always stand on
Other
the
way
right.
around.
Oh no, sorry, you are right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't you mean left?
Ah!
On the left, where I should be storming up to get to my destination. And oh sure, if I push her down the escalator, I'm the bad guy. Now, I have tried the British technique of loud tutting. That's one solution that we can count out.
Mm.
But either their hearing aids are crap or they are ignoring me, and the potatoes have vetoed the poison-tipped umbrella approach. The namby-pamby lefties.
Mm.
There are a number of evil schemes and general annoyances that are being delayed because of this type of antisocial, selfish, and downright cunty behaviour. Why should I suffer and
10
by
minutes in this
turn, by turn delay the general suffering I can impart onto others because of some shriveled up, cunty McCuntface old
Wow.
croon not following
Whoa.
the rules of escalator etiquette?
Double C bomb.
Help me see if it sticks, Kenobi. You're my only hope. Sent from behind some prune-wizened old bint. He does say, as a disclaimer, from the tone of this email, you may have gleaned the impression that I have something against the aged. In fact, I have just used them as an example. I do not discriminate and have a general hatred of all people, regardless of age, race, religion, sexual orientation, or gender.
So he hates us.
Yes.
He hates
Okay.
all.
He hates all.
All
He is-
combined and
He is hating.
at an equal level. So now I do a lot of travelling on the train,
Yep.
right? And the trick that I've got after all this time, Londoners hate it. Just touch them on the shoulder
Ooh.
to get them to move.
Ugh.
They recoil in horror. Look at that, like, what are you doing touching me? We're in London. We're in
With
fucking
their-
London. You don't touch people in London. I just go like, excuse me. Just a touch on the shoulder. Like, excuse me. They
With
fucking hate
milky
it. They
white
move so
eyes.
fucking fast. It's like you've stabbed them in the arm.
Why don't you just tickle him on the bum?
That's
when
how
it-
I. That's
if-
how
when
I
that
get
stops
a,
working, I will.
But yeah.
That's how I get like an area of like a cordon sanitaire around me on the tube. I just tend to sort of throw my body around a bit,
Yeah.
and then they sort of all what's the
But I'm
word?
the same. If anyone touches me,
They
I'm
all
like this.
retreat to within like sort of 3 or 4 foot from me, and
Yeah.
I don't get squished on the tube that way.
Yeah.
I thought you just farted.
No, that would clear out the fucking carriage. With their milky white eyes and their pale skin, never seeing light.
God, do you know what? Even just thinking about travelling around like the city of London,
It's horrible. I hate it.
on public transport. I'm getting like sweaty palms just thinking about it. The smells, the people.
The last 2 days, I've driven into London. It's actually been pleasant.
Even though driving around London is stressful.
It's been all right.
Time,
It's been fine. I went in at 4:30
Because Ross
yesterday.
is a bigger arsehole driver than everyone in London.
Which they're still clearing the carnage from behind me, but in front of me it was fine. Yeah, it was just nice to be in my own little space, my own little tunes on, my little aircon going, at the temperature that I want it at, and arriving at my destination.
It is an unfortunate thing about London is that the easiest way to get around is on public transport.
It is, yeah,
It is.
yeah, and the cheapest,
Yeah,
And the cheapest.
and
especially
cheapest.
because I had to pay congestion yesterday. Someone went, "Oh, it's $7. You got to pay your £7 congestion." I was like, "Fucking £7." Fucking 8 years ago, it was £7. It's like £11.50 now.
I thought it was 14 for some reason.
It's 14 the day after.
That's
Yeah, if you pay it in
yeah.
hindsight.
And there you go.
Mm.
Yeah, £11. It's crazy.
So we need some sort of system. There is no reason to be on the left.
No, there are
side
signs. There's about
There's
8 signs on
already
it
a
every
goddamn
escalator.
system in place. That's the thing.
because
They even paint little feet on the things.
well, I
So-
was just kind of thinking that because there is no reason. I was just going through it in my mind to think if there's any reason that would be discriminating against anyone for standing there. So I was thinking if you're in a wide wheelchair, but then you wouldn't be going up the escalator.
No, you'd be on
in a
the lift.
wheelchair.
Yeah.
I mean, she had her shopping trolley there, but she could have put it on the step in front.
Yeah,
Well,
or the
I
step
always
behind.
I'm always wheeling a case with me, and it's always on a step behind.
Yeah, I always
Yeah.
put my stuff in front of me. Even if I'm carrying bags, like often when we travel through London, I carry Maddie's sort of overnight bag, and I always leave a step between me and Maddie and put it in front of me.
Yeah.
So I'm cradling it like a child.
Oh, I always put it. Mine's always behind, so that I
Therefore,
can walk away
no
quickly, and it
pickpocket.
just kind of follows me off.
It's got all of Maddie's stuff in it. So I'm distrusting of all people. So I don't
no, mine's
keep
a-
anything behind
Mine's
me
a
in
pelly
case
case. No
someone,
one's going to open that without me
someone
knowing.
chores something.
Mm.
So so there is no reason, is there? There is absolutely no reason. Luggage goes
Blind
behind.
ignorance, mate. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
it's
that
You can't say education because people are well educated that they have to stand on the right.
I have an idea.
Go on.
On the left side of the escalator, you stick weight sensing
Yes,
things.
I think
right?
I'm with you.
So you have to walk up it at a decent, like a pace that
Like if
anyone could do.
Just if your foot stays on that pad for too long. Yeah.
Even someone with I don't know why someone in crutches would want to try and go up the escalator on the walking side, but even someone in crutches could do. If you stay on it too long, electric shock.
electric shock.
Wow.
Well, I thought
Not even like an alarm. Maybe the escalators could come to a screeching halt and everyone could point at you.
Or that,
Yeah,
but I was
pure
thinking more electric
humiliation.
shock. But then again, that wouldn't stop people putting.
Instead of electric shock, it starts the escalator begins to go in reverse. And then you've got
The left-hand lane stops.
and someone has stopped us again. Fucking move your shit.
Then you've got a double-edged sword. Then one, you're stopping the person from getting to their destination.
And two, everyone knows.
They will be publicly shamed because everyone will go ah.
And everyone in London doesn't want to be noticed. Well, some people do, I guess.
Exactly. I really like this system.
Yeah. Solved.
Solved.
Get some dinner.
Who actually just solved this straight away?
Solved.
Yeah, because it'd be like the mind the doors thing. You know, like obviously everybody knows to mind the doors, and every now and again someone will leave their bag sticking out in it, and everyone on that carriage looks at them like
turns around and like
mind the gap.
The only time you make eye contact on public transport is when someone is holding up your journey.
I make as much eye contact as humanly possible on the tube because I like seeing Londoners feel very uncomfortable.
Really, I feel more uncomfortable doing it.
No, I love it.
I don't mind doing a bit of eye contact.
My cousin, who's only recently started working in London, my cousin Ben, shout out if you're listening, he gets on the tube in the morning and goes, "How's everybody doing today? Having a good morning? Everybody had their breakfast?"
Oh, he's one of those people.
I wouldn't know because I have my headphones in.
Yeah. Fuck's sake. I must say that...
but you're acting like a Londoner going, by fuck's sake.
Oh, but like, you know, I want to...
Yeah, but even down in Kent, I'd be like, what the fuck is this weirdo doing?
If I'm on public
I like striking up conversations with random people.
If someone sat next to me and like had a little chat with me, that's fine.
Like I'm on a plane, you know, like if you're sat next to someone on a plane, it's good to talk to them.
I'm not opposed to it on somewhere like a plane, but like, you know, most of the time public transport, like you're on your way somewhere, like off from work, like in the morning. If someone tried to have a conversation with me during my drive to work, I mean, I'm cranky in the morning with Maddie, just sitting in bed, and all we do is put Fraser on. I drink a cup of tea.
Brendan Fraser.
No, don't worry, we've already sorted out where he's gone.
But like, you know, I feel bad probably 90% of mornings because Maddie's quite conversational and perky in the morning, even though we're both very tired. And I'm just not like in the morning. I don't usually if I wake up without Maddie there, I don't open my mouth to talk until probably an hour and a half after
It's quite like that in my relationship, actually, because I wake up in the morning, I'm quite chatty, but Jem does not want to do anything.
No, I'm not a morning person. I struggle to hold conversation in the morning. I can't, like my brain, my synapses aren't firing and I can't connect things in my head. Maddie can ask me a question or can start a conversation about something and show me something in the news, and all I can kind of squeeze out is, okay, yeah.
I'm pretty easygoing in the morning, and Matilda's like a game of Russian roulette.
That's
you
a
never
cute
know.
dog.
Yeah. Never know with Matilda if she's going to be chirpy or not when she wakes up.
I always wake up fully booted.
Yeah, I'm always alright.
I can't do it.
I can't do anything past like just idle chatter. Anything complex I have to work up to, normally till about 4 o'clock.
I'm worse in the evening. If I'm tired in the evening, then I start to get a little grouchy.
Yeah, I get grouchy in the evening, but more so in the morning.
If I'm being like forced to work through till like 4 a.m. or something like that, like when you're overtired.
See, I've never had that problem.
My voice goes and like I get grouchy.
Yeah,
when I'm overtired,
that kind of kind of thing, I'm bad as well.
I always do my best work when
I can push through. I can push through not eating. Like my mum, don't talk to my mum. She hasn't eaten. Terrible.
That is one thing.
She's hangry.
I get really
no,
hungry.
I'm fine. I can push through without
I get
food.
hangry as fuck. Like right now, I'm hangry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also
suck on one of them balls. There's probably a few nutrients on them.
What balls?
What do you mean? What balls?
Just to let the podcast listeners know who aren't aware, the company that I work for rents out ball pit balls. So there's currently a large stack of them in our recording sanctum. Ross hasn't just slapped his nutsack on the table.
Suck on my chocolate salty balls.
Yeah. We are surrounded by balls.
Just suck on those balls. There's probably plenty of protein in them.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Little shot of protein.
Yeah, and I'm the same on public transport. I do not really want people talking or looking at me or touching me or generally being anywhere near me.
But that's generally a rule for you for life, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not just public transport.
No, that is true.
That's just generally you. You're not one of those people that likes the invasion of personal space.
No, I do not.
Only I'm one of the very few people who've ever gets a decent hug from you, really.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
In fact, last time Maddie and I went up to London, we were on the tube on the way back, and there was a particularly inebriated young lady sitting a couple of seats away from us on the tube, and she was kind of striking up drunken conversation. She was a bit mouthy and was like, she wasn't being aggressive or
She's slightly common sounding.
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't
babe.
yeah, she wasn't
Champagne.
you know what, she wasn't being aggressive, she wasn't being, particularly offensive or anything like that, but she was just sort of pointing,
rowdy,
like just chatting to everyone. There was an older lady sitting opposite her, and it transpired that I think they were both getting off at the same stop. She's like, "Oh, you can walk home with me," and then she was talking to the guy next to us. It was all very funny, but it was kind of funny until I had the realization that there's a good chance that she was going to begin talking to me and my girlfriend. At which point I just thought, oh, for fuck's sake.
Did she?
No, fortunately not. We seem to evade her gaze.
Maybe you don't have a very welcoming face, Dan. Maybe she
It was
looked at
like-
you and thought
He does
better
have
not
resting
to-
bitch face.
It was like the eye of Sauron. Like, I was just trying not to catch her eye.
That's why, funny enough, talking about the Eye of Sauron, last night I was browsing Amazon Prime for a movie to watch or half watch before I went to bed. And recently they added The Fellowship of the Ring Extended Edition.
Yeah.
And I thought,
Was
I
the
wonder
normal
how...
edition not extended enough?
No,
No,
it's like
no.
for 4 hours long, the Extended Edition. Has a lot of stuff for like sort of big fantasy fans like me, like sort of shit that wasn't really useful in the movie.
Well, are they not, when they released the extended edition, they did release them on DVD, didn't they? Because those are the ones, you know what I always say, I've seen each Lord of the Rings film exactly 3 times all the way through.
Yes.
Once cinema, once DVD, and then once a few years ago I rewatched. The ones that we bought on DVD when they came out were the extended editions. So I'm probably more familiar with the extended editions than I am with the whatever was on at cinema.
Yeah, so I was sitting there and I was trying to see how far I could get through. I didn't get very far through. It's just so relaxing, that first bit in like Hobbiton.
Or when all is well.
And all is well.
Everyone's
And
getting along.
I really just want to be a hobbit.
That was like Ross, when all is well sounds like chapter 1 from Ross's like J.R. Tolkien
Fantasy
like,
epic.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
your homage novel that you're
Yeah.
writing. The first chapter will be, I can hear the wistful music
It says-
coming in now.
It's all was well, but little did they know. And then it goes on from there.
Yeah. Whoa.
That's it. And that's
Check you
as
out.
far as I've got, yeah.
Is it J.R. Tolkien? Or
J.R.R. Tolkien.
Tolkien.
Yes, he was a languages professor.
Yes. Didn't he actually write the whole
Yes,
all the
Elvish
languages and shit like
Elvish
that?
is a full language. Dwarven is a full language.
I believe he
But-
also wrote Klingon.
No, he did not. But Elvish is is sort of an amalgamation of Welsh and Gaelic, so it's got that sort of to it.
Oh.
So he was a scholar of sort of old English languages, old UK languages.
Do you fancy coming down to Rivendell?
You want to fight me for a favour? Orcs. I don't like orcs. If you like orcs,
Feck off.
Feck off, you bastard. You got my axe, you little fucking...
I was thinking, now we're coming up for probably 10, 15 years since they started releasing those those Lord of the Rings films.
Yeah.
I'm now thinking of the remake with Conor McGregor in the lead as Frodo.
That would be
Oh,
fun.
you want me to take this one?
Fuck off here! Fuck up, yeah! walking around, fucking...
Well, with Mayweather as Sauron.
They're walking around, is it Mordor, with his suit on that says "fuck off" on it.
The orc comes up and he just fucking nuts it.
Fuck off.
You can have...
Fucking runs up
Oh
to
my
like...
god! You can have Floyd Mayweather as Smeagol.
Just sort of plants the Irish flag on top of the black gate to Mordor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be an interesting watch. That fight.
I think we should write that. I think we should totally get Conor McGregor to star in a new version of Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
What should we call it? Lord of the Dance. No.
Lord of the Ring.
Lord of the Ring.
Lord of the Octagon.
Lord of the Octagon. One octagon to rule them all.
Yeah.
One octagon to find them. One octagon to bring them all. And in the money bind them. I don't know.
I bet he'd finance that.
What, Conor McGregor?
Conor McGregor.
If we came to him with a pitch where he's the hero of his own fantasy story, I think so.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
I would love to see like a Lord of the Rings tale with Conor McGregor in the
Because that is his trajectory at the moment. Like a lot of like sort of pro wrestlers.
Do you think he's going to do a
But
Vinnie
he's not-
Jones?
I think he's going to try and
move
do. I think he's going to try and to be a hard.
Do you know
man
what? I watched. I rewatched Creed the other day.
Yeah.
And I totally didn't it didn't click with me the first time around that Tony Bellew
Bellew.
is like the Liverpudlian that is
Yeah.
like at the beginning with I can't remember what his bloody name is now, who Adonis Creed eventually goes on to fight.
Yeah.
But it's oh no, it does end. No, it is Tony Bellew that he fights in the end, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you know what? The first watch, I must have watched it sort of late at night or something, and it just didn't click with me. And I remember, I just the other day I rewatched it after podcast actually, and as soon as he came on the screen, I was like, huh? I don't remember him being in this. And then he's like a secondary character.
He's the antagonist.
Yeah. How the fuck did that happen? No, the antagonist in that is Adonis's, self-doubt.
Self-doubt. I see. Talking about Stallone, guess what I watched the other night?
Dread.
Whoa.
Demolition Man.
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley
Yeah,
Snipes,
Wesley-
yeah. Wesley Snipes. I think it might have been one of his first roles because he was a really good martial
quite,
artist.
quite young
hair.
in it, isn't
He's
he?
quite a good martial artist, and that's the
Yeah.
only reason he's in that film because
Yeah.
he chews the fucking scenery in that.
Yeah,
film.
he really does.
So
yeah.
good. Watched it with everyone the other night. And it's just a bit about the Three Stooges. Rob Schneider's in that film. He's like,
Oh yeah,
he's
of
like,
course.
he's like the little,
like a cop sort of
he's one of the
guy,
cops.
isn't he?
Yeah. Sandra Bullock looks amazing.
I need to watch it again.
Yeah. Oh, the free seashells. Fuck the free seashells. And every time, and I was just admiring, the attention to detail because every time someone swears and they're in the building, you hear that, and the
Yeah.
you hear it every time. They have not missed a trick with that.
Maybe we should do that on the podcast.
But
Every time someone swears,
Yeah.
Ross can edit in a.
Yeah, that'd be a fun job.
Yeah. And I just thought,
Be fucking great.
It's a trashy, like, late 80s action movie, but it's just so much fun, Demolition Man.
Yeah, I haven't watched that in years.
No,
actually, I
same.
might have to
I
get
Love
hold
that
of
film.
that.
Yeah.
Love that film.
But
Was
there's
it
like-
on a streaming service or?
No, it was on I think it was on Channel 4.
The funny thing is that I haven't seen that film in so many years, and as you say, it's not a fucking great film. It's hardly like a cinematic classic.
But it's so
Is that the one with the eye on the stick?
Yeah.
It is that film. Yeah.
It pops out the ground.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, as you're saying these things, even if as you're saying, like, oh yeah, Rob Schneider's in it, I can picture him in costume.
Yeah.
In
I
that
can as
film,
well.
Sandra Bullock, same thing. I can picture all of these scenes where you're talking about the fucking seashells and that fucking noise as well. I can
That's what's
it.
missing from the current like cinema like landscape is like a sort of decent 7.5 out of 10 brainless action movie.
Between 1.5 and 2 fucking hours long.
Yep.
How
Yeah,
long?
that film is 90 minutes long. I swear it's 90 minutes
How
long.
long is Demolition Man? I'm gonna fucking find out now. Does it fit my criteria? We will find out in 5.
Hey Siri, how long is Demolition Man? Damn it didn't work. I'm on low power mode. Fuck.
Oh dear, it is. Ooh, it's 1 hour and 55. It's just in there.
Just in there. But it feels like it's 90 minutes long.
Well,
It feels like it.
when you're enjoying yourself, time flies, doesn't it?
But it's just such a popcorn movie, and I think
It
we're
is.
missing. Like, you could argue that the superhero franchises
You're right.
are
You're right though. You say, what did you say? It was a solid.
7.5 out of 10.
I'm on IMDb and I've rated it 7.
Yeah, it's a solid 7 and a bit out of 10. That's what's missing from all forms of media now. Like, there's a big sort of argument in games gaming at the moment that there used to be a lot of solid 7.5 out of 10 third-person action games. It just doesn't exist anymore.
They're all
it's because of
epic.
It's because of the amount of money involved.
Yeah.
Because you can't spend a couple of $1 million on something anymore. It has to be 100 million, bajillion. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the problem.
Yeah, it is.
And that's why these...
Because I just want to sit down and watch a fucking film sometimes where two people beat the shit out of each other, chase each other down.
That's what I was looking for that night. I found Demolition Man. I went, oh, everybody, Demolition Man's on. And we all just came in and we just watched Demolition Man. You know?
I agree.
See, that's what's missing. Just, like, not dumb. It's not dumb. It's got quite fun, like, ideas in it. Do you know what I mean? As well, like the whole, like, sanitization of the future.
Jack Black is in Demolition Man.
What?
Jack Black.
Is he one of, like, the underdweller people?
Wasteland Scrap.
Yeah. Because they've got those guys, they live under the ground.
Are you sure Rob Schneider was in this?
Rob Schneider is in it.
Are you sure?
You went for Jack Black?
I'm not seeing him on the cast list.
Rob Schneider is in it.
I think that
Do you remember Jack Black in the film The Jackal? Where he gets his hand blown off.
No.
I think that I'm picturing, when I'm picturing Rob Schneider in a Stallone film, I think I'm picturing him in Judge Dredd.
He is in Judge Dredd.
Yeah, as like a cop.
I think so. He's not a judge.
No, he's not a judge. No.
Well, there's no other cops in Judge Dredd.
I can't see a listing on IMDb for Rob Schneider in Demolition Man.
He is in it. He is in it. I watched it the other night. Rob Schneider is in it. I know what Rob Schneider looks like.
There isn't many people that look like Rob Schneider, is there?
No. Like, there's not many people that look like Steve Buscemi.
Nope.
But there's another one. Dredd, the most recent one.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That was great, wasn't
But
it?
that's a solid 9.
He's
watched that
definitely in
recently.
it, isn't he? Because I can see a screenshot of him in Demolition Man,
He
but
is
he's
in
not.
Demolition Man.
But he's not listed on IMDb.
He's not a massive... He's the one that laughs at Stallone about the 3 seashells after he comes out the toilet.
Yeah.
And then
right, yeah.
Stallone does the bit where he swears into the thing and he says, oh, no, I've got toilet paper sort of thing. And goes,
Oh, yes, it. Yeah, I remember. Oh, I need to watch that film now.
Yeah. I don't know if it's in on any streaming
I
service.
might
Do you
actually
reckon that
go-
might be on 4ID or something like that?
I don't know.
Do they
might
put
be.
films up on that?
Yeah, they do sometimes. I've noticed BBC has started putting a lot of films up that
Movies
they
up
show
there.
on iPlayer.
By the way, have you guys watched going back to just a little while ago, Creed? You watched Creed?
I still haven't seen it.
Parts of Creed.
Man, it's such a good watch. Such a fucking good watch. Go home, crank up the Netflix.
I do
and
like
watch
Rocky.
that tonight.
Do you like the Rocky film?
I like the Rocky films. I love Creed.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Living in
so good.
America.
Stallone is fucking exceptional in Creed.
Yeah, it's funny. He is such a funny actor, Stallone. He's put in some really stellar performances in his
Yeah.
time, and he's done a lot of shit as well. But then he's also put in lots of stellar performances in later on in his career.
Yeah,
It's
but it's
really
the same
odd.
for his screenwriting though, isn't it? Like he wrote Rocky,
Yeah.
but then he's also written plenty of other things that
And
haven't been good.
And he comes across like as a bit of a dolt. I don't know.
He does, yeah.
He comes across. I don't know if it's just a
Clearly, it's not. It's clearly just the voice. It just sounds like he's a bit of a fucking
Well,
idiot.
it sounds like I'm a fucking idiot, but I'm not. I've written films. I don't know, but Rocky won an Oscar.
Yeah.
You know,
Did it win an Oscar for screenplay? I don't think it did actually.
I think it won Best Film.
Yeah, no, he's a very, very intelligent man, but like you say, you always kind of presume him not to be.
Well, that's probably because of the roles he took on later on in the 80s as well.
Yeah.
You know, in that sort of Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Chuck Norris triangle.
Yeah, so I've never seen much Chuck Norris.
It did in fact win Best Picture. You are right.
Won Best Picture.
And Best Director.
It's only because...
And Best Editing. It was nominee for Best Actor in a Leading Role. It was a nominee for Best Actress in a Leading Role. It was a nominee for Best Actor in a Supporting Role for Burgess Meredith.
What?
I'm doing Burgess Meredith as
Because he was Mickey, right?
yes,
Yeah.
Cousin Mickey. Just in case you didn't quite get that, Ross, Burgess Meredith was also Penguin in '66, Adam
Right,
West Batman.
okay, yeah.
Oh
yeah, I know
it
that
was
guy.
nominated for Best Actor in a Supporting Role. Oscar nominee, best actor, two times.
Did you say
best actor
score
in
as well?
I haven't got down there yet. Nominated for best writing screenplay written directly for the screen. Nominee for best sound. Nominee for best music and original song.
Because that score was great, man.
Yeah.
Is that?
Fuck,
is
that's
it
a
what we're
lot of
talking about?
nominations.
The original Rocky.
Rocky 1.
Rocky.
1.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Did
It's a
all right,
great
isn't it?
film.
But then when that
It is
came out, there
it is
wasn't
a great
anything like
film.
it, was there?
No, well, I was actually hearing the other day about the way that they were doing like the fight scenes.
I think did you talk about it on a podcast, or did you mention
have
it off
spoken about it on a
podcast?
podcast
But
one time.
you certainly said about it's the first choreography, wasn't it?
Yeah, like first time that instead of sort of just going, let's wing it, and you kind of go, punch me, and then they sort of edit out the talking and stuff like that. They sat down and said, right, what we're going to do is we're going to figure out how this is going to go. We'll write it down, and then you do this and do this and do this. I'll do this, I'll do that. So that's why that film just looks so real and fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a really good thing about Creed. The fight scenes in it, you could honestly swear sometimes that they're properly punching each other.
I watched The Goon for the first time the other day.
Oh!
Speaking of fight scenes,
man,
what a film.
When his tooth gets knocked out.
Yeah.
It's so grim. Isn't
That's on Amazon now.
That's where I watched it. Yeah, I saw it come up, and I was like, Dan keeps talking to me about this film. I need to
Such
watch
a good
it.
film, isn't
And
it?
I used to went into hockey when I was a kid as well, so I still like it.
They're actually doing Goon 2.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Same people?
Same people, I believe.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good film. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed
Liev
it.
Schreiber is
Yeah.
exceptional in that
Yeah,
as
he
well.
is,
He
yeah.
plays
What
that.
happened to Liev Schreiber? He was in
He's
loads
done
of stuff.
He's still in loads of
Yeah,
stuff.
Is he still in stuff?
he just does stuff though.
Yeah, doesn't need to. Just does stuff.
Yeah.
He was in the. Was he in the Scream movies as well?
He was in the Scream movies. Yeah, he was Cotton Weary.
That's it. Yeah, the one who got accused of.
Got accused
everything.
of murdering what's her name's mum.
Yeah.
How can I remember Cotton Weary's name, but I can't remember her.
Drew Barrymore's mum?
No.
It's a long
Sydney.
Sydney. Hello, Sydney.
I was never a big fan of the Scream film.
Oh, I enjoyed them.
I think they were because they were
Without
like,
those, you never get Scary Movie 2,
they were-
though, which is
'cause
one of
they
the
were-
best films ever made.
because they were,
Yes. It's one of the greatest.
I think we need to end this podcast.
I think we should before it descends into madness. Ross has already started. Ross, round us up.
Well, Scary Movie 2, you don't like it?
Round us up, Ross.
Okay, I think it's great.
Dot the I's across the T's, mate.
Fair enough.
I had to go throw up.
I feel we've ended on a shameful moment of myself.
And that's when the See If It Sticks movie wars started.
Dom, I played golf with this man at the weekend. I thought we were elegant, refined gentlemen. And he comes out with Scary Movie 2, one of his favourite films.
Needle needle, take my strong hand.
Yeah, genius.
The first
Genius movie
one's
making.
the first one's all right.
The first one's all right, yeah, but number
Is
2
the
is
Scary
better.
Movie 2 the bit where the killer Scream Mask guy gets high with the people and then his face turns into
No,
like
that's the first one.
Is that the first one?
I thought it might have happened in both, but
Oh, probably. Why not
Yeah.
reuse that joke?
yeah. Well, I'm going to wrap up then.
That spawned all those other films.
It did, like the epic movie and date movie and my god,
Let's
they
not.
were terrible.
Let's not
A
go there.
cancer.
And movie 42, was it movie something no, with a number after
know.
it? That was just dreadful.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, they were all dreadful. And even the latest scary movies were bad, but 1 and 2, genius.
Oh no.
I enjoyed those parodies; they were good fun.
Killed the beloved art of parody forever.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Those films, there's a reason there's no parody films anymore.
No.
Because they just did it and they did
Do you
it
know what?
shit.
I was actually saying this the other day that there's two types of films that I really, really enjoy or have previously enjoyed, and they don't make them anymore because they kind of got greedy with them and were just punting them out, and they were
Which is what will happen with superhero movies eventually.
such poor quality. And I was saying that what really needs to happen is there needs to be a reboot of one, as you say, spoof movies.
Parody movies,
Yeah.
You know, because the
In
thing,
the air of like Airplane.
yeah, like anything like Leslie Nielsen.
Oh.
Like because the thing is,
Naked Gun.
because
Naked Gun.
the thing is, I think that they kind of like those scary movie films also like besmirched the good name of Leslie Nielsen by getting him involved in it.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, why wouldn't he do that? Because that's what he loved doing the spoofs, stuff like that. But they've like there's nothing good about those films.
I want to go
compared.
watch Naked Gun now.
Yeah. Oh, so
They're great
good.
films, aren't they?
Even the intros of those, of the police car on the roller coaster, go through the fucking locker rooms. And that,
Going to the
my God.
donut shop.
Oh, that used to make me
So
crease up.
good.
An airplane as well. Oh,
Yeah. And don't call me Shirley.
don't call me Shirley.
And the second film is the teen comedy,
Ah, yes.
What,
teen
like-
comedy.
like American Pie.
Like American Pie.
Yeah.
Because the first American Pie was good. All the others were terrible.
I don't mind American Pie 2 so much.
No?
Because it started becoming a parody of itself.
Yeah,
Not-
yeah.
They made that not another teen
But
movie or something.
they
like
kind of like did a few of in that vein, which were kind of okay. They were kind of quite funny. But the thing is, your core audience for that kind of film is, teen to early 20
Yeah.
people.
But do you think that's more of the way the market has shifted, that less younger people go to the cinema now?
But I don't.
It's less a viable option for them now, isn't it?
I just think that you need to update it now, because the thing is, like the thing with those American Pie films is that when you watch them now, they seem dated because they are of the time. So like, the things with like the webcam,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
the like things like cell phones and internet are just starting to become a thing. And because now no one is learning how to fucking go down on a girl by getting some book from hidden underneath the library shelf.
No.
You're
You're on Pornhub.
loading up
No, that's actually becoming a real problem.
Yeah.
it's becoming a
It
big
is, yeah, I
problem.
bet.
I actually read an entire article the other day
I did as well, actually.
on that. I wonder if it was from the same source. Was it the newspaper that everyone loves to hate?
No,
What? Was it from The Guardian?
no, it wasn't the Daily Mail.
No, The Guardian.
No, it wasn't from the Guardian. No.
No, this was from The Guardian.
We can chat about that afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so you'd need to make it like of the time, but like those like teen comedies have been like a staple of cinema. Like, think about like Porky's.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad, though.
But-
well, you look at that now, and it's just
Yeah.
like,
It's pretty bad.
And even
but like,
Ferris Bueller.
but like at the time, yeah. But like, but look at those movies as movies of the time. Like at the time, like what constitutes a teen comedy in Porky's? It's like it's showing off a bit of tit and like and.
But Ferris Bueller did it without having to go to the
Yeah, I
levels
agree.
of like
But-
sexual harassment.
But of that entire era of the John Hughes movies.
Oh, Breakfast Club.
Club, yeah.
Won't you?
But that
Thinking about-
things like American Pie are just an extension of that. Like
Yeah.
it is.
They were the ones that ruined that genre, really, I guess.
Like the
No, American Pie didn't.
No,
It was
no,
dated.
it was
American
kind of-
Pie,
it
the
was-
wedding and things like
it-
that.
No, but they came a lot later, though.
Yeah.
It's like films of that ilk though. Like you kind of like stepping away from the American Pie thing. You have things like Road Trip,
Road Trip was
which are
good.
kind of funny.
Road Trip,
and then it's
Dude,
like,
where's my car?
yeah, and then it starts to get a bit stupid, and as you say, well, yeah, things like
It's sort-
too many American Pies, and then Dude, Where's My Car too, and then Harold and Kumar Get the Munchies,
And then sort of
Euro,
tipped,
and then Euro
and
Trip,
then
and then
sort of tipped to Freddie Got Fingered.
yes,
Where does Van Wilder fit in all this? Was that before?
I love that film.
I fucking
Van
love that
Wilder,
film.
Party Liaison.
Yeah,
What a
I
film.
fucking love that film.
I actually got the clip out the other day. We were talking about cars and the way the cars are going, and we're going electric. And this guy I was with was like, I'm going to miss the having to explode fuel in a chamber and then blow gases out for propulsion. He's like, I'm going to miss all that. And I played him that clip. Good Day to Die with Dougal, and he's like, oh, and he goes, everyone around was in stitches. It's such a good fucking bit of that film.
So, but they're all. Do
you know what
They're all
it is?
films of the time.
Do you know what it is mainly, though, and that's a big problem with all film at the moment, is the death of the auteur. So, okay. I've got to explain auteur to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have.
So, Steven Spielberg, he
Yeah.
is an auteur.
Yeah.
George Lucas, in his time, was an auteur. Scorsese is an auteur. They make a film, and it is a Scorsese film.
Yeah.
It's
I get you.
It's
Yeah.
a Spielberg film. Yeah? And unfortunately, due to like all these sort of franchises now and stuff like that, it is film made by committee. Marvel, for instance, although I love the Marvel films, don't get me wrong,
It's a very clever committee.
they
Yeah.
have an outline
Yeah.
of what's going to happen, what the characters are supposed to be like, this is what happened with that, to some extent, that Josh Trank fella on Fantastic Four. Fan Four Stick, whatever. He had a specific vision, and Fox and Marvel did not want that specific vision to occur. Now, whether or not that specific vision was going to be good, we'll never know, etc., etc., etc. But it's like stopping Spielberg from using all that light and loveliness he loves to use in his things, you know, that is now being ripped off by Stranger Things. You know, all that sort of thing, that style, yeah? So, unfortunately, filmmakers are being limited by the studios even more now in what is acceptable. No one wants to take risks anymore.
Nope.
Because these productions, as I said
in all
earlier,
business, though.
are so much money invested in them that if they don't even break even, it is a massive, massive loss.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yep.
But this is why I think that the teen comedy is due
The teen summer comedy,
a resurgence,
a renaissance.
Because the thing is, the recurring themes in all of those, regardless of what era it's in, is
The comedy in general.
It's the same problems that teens always have. They're always going to be awkward. They're always, you know, like
wanting to get laid.
Boyfriend, girlfriend, I want to get laid. Yeah, you know, like I'm hiding this from my parents. I'm hiding that from my parents. I'm getting in trouble at school. I want my grades to be good.
But I'll be honest with you,
they're all the same.
The comedy in itself, I think, has died. Name any of the decent comedies from the last five years.
Well,
came out in the cinema and weren't TV shows or
I haven't watched. I don't think I've been to cinema to watch a comedy in a long time.
That's because there hasn't been any.
The closest,
none of that Melissa McCarthy in it, anyway. I don't hate her, but
closest that I would say, like from the last 5 years that I have come to owning a comedy on Blu-ray are some of the lighter-hearted Marvel films,
like Deadpool.
Yeah. Ant-Man.
That was a comedy.
That's a dramedy, though.
Exactly. It's my point. Yeah.
There are no straight-up comedies.
No. You took like Airplane, like slapstick.
No, I mean just like The Hangover was a comedy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we loved that at the time. Anchorman was a comedy.
Yeah.
I think they just probably ruined them by sequelizing them, and now
they have. Or I think that's probably another big problem in like Hollywood at the moment, isn't it? That studios want guaranteed money makers, not necessarily the best bang for their buck, which is what things like Marvel Studios do particularly well. Is that they make a really good quality product as opposed to just having something really marketable. Like the first Hangover film is really funny.
Yeah. Not now that we've watched it a million times.
No, but then doing sequels to that was not a good idea.
No.
All of those films you just mentioned, like, you know, Anchorman, I would have loved to see a sequel to that if it was good. Dumb and Dumber.
Oh
my god! When they announced that they were doing a proper sequel to Dumb and Dumber, I was so excited. You know, Dumb and Dumber is like my fucking childhood. I used to watch that all the time. I could do every goddamn word
all of
from
his
that
films
film.
from that era. Genius.
But you know, they like it's clear that they're not interested in like new comedy.
Yeah, and what happened to that like little era of like Liar Liar and Yes Man, all those kind of comedies as well.
Yes Man was actually quite good, but then Yes Man was like not an original story.
No,
and it also wasn't a straight up comedy.
No, that was again, it was a bit of a dramedy.
Well, and that's why you should stand on the right on the escalators.
Yeah, wrap us up, Ross. Otherwise, we could probably go on for hours. And
we need to name it.
Oh,
and I've got one already.
Right,
I'm just going to throw it out here. It doesn't really work, but I'm going to throw it out anyway.
Okay.
Demolition Nan.
Perfect.
Yeah. I like it.
Demolition Nan. This all started. This like sort of tangent started from me going, "Oh, it's Demolition Man." The other night.
And then we started talking about the state of the current movie industry.
Yeah. Well, it ties it together nicely.
Yeah.
James's problem was an old person on an escalator, and we discussed at length Demolition Man.
Yeah. Well, it was about 10 minutes of James's problem, and 40 minutes of movies. But you know, that's why we're here. Tangents. It's our thing. Get in touch with us. Stickitpod.com is your hub for everything See if it sticks. There's some kind of rumor that we're on Spotify. Are we on Spotify or not? Did we decide?
Ooh-ish.
If you've got to try and find us. If you find us, let us know how you did it, because we're on there somewhere.
And if you don't find us, send an email to Spotify and say, why the fuck not? See if it sticks on there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, we're on all of your favourite downloadable podcast streaming machines. We're on all of them.
We're on all the machines.
We're on all the machines. Send us your problems. Fling it at stickitpod.com or just go to the website stickitpod.com. For this week, I have been Ross.
I have been Dan.
And I have been Dom. Adrian!